All right, it's open. Welcome to Donzo and Deez After Hours. Just a little something. We're bored on a Saturday. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Donzo.
Yeah, hey, thanks for putting this together. I think we're gonna have a good time doing this. I like the after hours thing. I think it's gonna work for both of us pretty good. Give us a break from what we usually do during the week, and we can kick back and relax a little bit and let people see. I think more how we really are off of the show.
Yeah, this is obviously going to be not safe for radio, which,
No,
as you heard in our little introduction video, we can say
fuck.
fuck.
That's right. That's right.
Got to work.
As
Got to work on the timing there.
as our good friend Roger Ward from over in Australia would say, that's right. That's right. So yeah.
Right, right.
Right,
Wanker.
blimey, fuckers.
I'm almost wondering if we shouldn't. Did you YouTube the interviews that you did with
I
Bobby?
did. We need to pull those up. The Bobby Liebling. We did the horse's mouth with El Donzo. We had Bobby Liebling from Pentagram,
Right.
and then we had Roger Ward, the
Explain who
Australian.
Pentagram is for some of our younger, not old school heavy metal fans.
Yeah, no shit. They need to know, right? So Pentagram was a '70s slash '80s heavy metal band, one of the founding fathers of heavy metal. And
Right.
the leader Bobby Liebling, the lead singer, a very interesting guy, had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of a lot of major issues in his life. He was the let's see, they made a documentary about him a couple years back. I think it was called Last Days Here, which is one of the Pentagram songs. But he's a very interesting guy. I still talk to him every now and again. He's still touring with Pentagram, which I actually went up and saw them in Chicago, and he came and did like an hour long interview with me a couple years back during the pandemic. So very interesting guy. And then Roger Ward, of course, if anybody's ever been a fan of the Mad Max films, he was in the first one. He played Fifi McAfee, who was the chief of the Bronze. Very interesting guy. He's done a lot of stuff. He was even an author. Wrote the book called The Set.
Yeah, that was a
And
fun interview to listen to.
yeah, with Roger. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times, dude. It was good times. I was actually texting with him last night. Just I was up till 3 in the morning, and I looked on Messenger. I saw Roger Ward's active. I said, "Hey, Fifi," and we shot shit a little bit. So that's kind of cool.
Hey, what's up, Hunter? If you're still out there listening, watching, whatever. So, yeah. Anyway, I am gonna do at least one or two of the once famous true stories of a strip club DJ.
Can't wait to
If
hear it.
anybody on our Everything Steelers / Hanging with D's page, if you've heard any of that, I've got some pretty crazy stuff from my old days as a strip club DJ. And then we're just probably going to rant and rave on some other news topics and items. And I don't know till we get fucking bored. And then we'll turn this some bitch off and I'll edit this down, make it a watchable YouTube video as well, and throw all the music and effects and all that goofy shit on there. You know,
Oh, brother, you don't have
um,
to edit anything now. It'll be watchable. They're gonna fucking love it. I love it.
well, I know, but like if we have, you know what I mean, uh, edit it down to where at least it's in, snippets rather than because who knows how long we're going to be on this motherfucker. But, um, hey, one thing I wanted to this wasn't on hadn't hit the news when we recorded the actual show for today, but I saw
Yes,
it
sir.
today. Have you paid attention to this story in California, the fucking Powerball thing? The guy that
I know
won
nothing about it. No, I know
okay,
nothing about it.
the dude that won, remember when it was fucking 2 billion?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the guy that won it took the cash payout of $997 million. And then I think we even mentioned it once on the show. I don't remember. But then
We
somebody,
go these we
I
go
know.
through so many fucking news stories. Fuck my life. Anyway, go ahead.
So this guy sued him saying that the ticket was his. And he's like, no. And the California's like, no, this is the real winner or whatever. So anyway, there's a lawsuit going on right now. And the story is that this guy was kind of down on his luck. The guy that's suing, um, Reggie Ramiro. is a the landlord, and this dude named Rivera was kind of staying with him because he was down on his luck. You know, while he was working, he rented a room from him. So
Yeah.
this guy, the landlord, has now basically told the courts or the lawyers or whatever that he showed him the winning ticket and even explained to him why he had the numbers and everything. Well, the ticket disappeared and like they were trying to look for it and he started accusing the landlord of stealing it or whatever. And then this Edwin Castro dude ended up having the ticket. It was the only winner, obviously. Cashed it in. He's already bought a $25 million mansion up in the like not Beverly Hills, but Hollywood Hills or whatever, where all the rich fucks live. And then he also bought like another $4 million house. But he might have a case because apparently somebody was in the house the day before the drawing
Yeah.
that has a connection to this Edwin Castro guy, who is the guy that claimed the money.
Wow.
And the landlord is saying that, yeah, he even told the story. He's like, he told me he picked number 10 twice because both of his parents died on the 10th of a specific month. And this was his age, and this was this, and this was that. So it's going to be interesting to watch how a fucking court rules on that, because like the guy that the landlord's like, he's suing me, but suing me for what? Like, if I was in on it, I wouldn't be living in this fucking dump anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and we've talked about this a lot on the show, is it sounds like you're getting the first part of the story here. I'm skeptical how much of this is fucking fact and how much of it is fucking fiction, to be honest with you. I can tell you this, but I can tell you this much. I didn't win almost $1 billion, so I really don't give a shit. Let them fight it out.
Yeah.
Let them split it. I don't give a fuck. Just
Still pretty
saying.
funny though, especially that he has the story like, and he's getting sued by the guy. So I don't think he would say that because that kind of goes against his case. You know what I mean? The
Well,
landlord.
this is, yeah, I agree. This is in California, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's where the
Okay,
winning ticket was claimed. I mean, it's Powerball, so it
so
was all across the country, but
so the nice thing about it is if they both get $1 billion, they split it. That's 500 million apiece. They can probably easily afford a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Los Angeles. So I don't know what they're fucking pissing and moaning about.
yeah, well, like I said, dude bought a $25 million home like on a cliffside. There's a picture of it on the New York Post. It's a
Probably a
fucking
fucking
mansion.
trailer.
Yeah,
Fuck.
no, this is nice. Now the $4 million
Eh,
home is probably a fucking studio in East LA or something, but
Yeah. And the fucking guy's going to be broke in like fucking 3 years anyway. That's how this shit plays out, dude. I mean, that's just
yeah,
how this fucking goes. All
they're
right.
saying he's running around town in like a vintage Porsche, and he's already bought two homes
Sure
worth a
is.
total of $30 million, and
You know,
fucking
he's just
nuts,
celebrating
man.
because he doesn't have to suck dick for crack anymore. Okay, that's probably what the fucking deal is. But
he's
that's all going to change in about 2 years. I'm telling you, he's going to run out
he's
of
about to
money,
have a
man.
$900 million crack party out there.
Hey, if
Uh-oh.
you can't get ahead in life, give some.
Right? Well, he doesn't have to do that now, but I bet he's buying a lot of it.
Yeah, I bet he is. He's getting all his gay friends in on it. Anyway, hey, I got to say something. And for the people watching this, D's got a hold of me. He says, "Hey, you want to go live?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it, dude. Let's put." He's got his Confessions of a Strip Club DJ.
True stories of a strip club
True
DJ.
stories, yeah, yeah. Taxi cab, strip club DJ confessions. I got something I got to get off my chest real quick, and I cannot verbalize it on the radio show. Of course, anybody who listens to the radio show knows that we keep it fairly professional, which
We
is
try.
great. We got to do that. We try, we do. But on here, we can let loose a little bit. I'm going to tell you something. I'm really fucking sick and tired, okay, of these twats that still wear masks. Okay. So I go up to the local gas station, go to get my iced tea and 12 pack of beer or whatever I'm getting. And there's this guy in a mask, and he's been up there for months, and he's wearing this like Bane and shit. So I go up there, and I got this thing. All right. If you have a mask on your face at this point, you have no concept of fucking hygiene. You don't know what hygiene is. You know what? You're up there handling money all day and you got a mask on. You obviously are so detached from personal hygiene that you can't keep yourself clean. So my thing is, if I take like I had a Red Bull. I don't care about iced teas, but my thing is Red Bull. I'll hold it up and you scan it, the barcode, and then so I hold it up and he goes to grab it. I'm like, no. And he's like, goes out and grabs it. I'm like, no. And he finally gets a picture and he scans it. And he looks at my iced tea and he goes, do you mind if I grab that? I'm like, you fucking prick, go ahead and grab it. I don't want you putting your dick beaters, your grubby dick beaters on top of my can I'm going to drink out of. You know, I'm not going to wear a mask, dude. I'm a bit of a germaphobe. All right. But you probably went back there and smacked your pet ski around for like 5 minutes before you came out and went to go grab my fucking Red Bull. So, no, it's not going to happen.
Mask or not, that's just a good idea. I mean, I worked in the grocery business and I was a cashier a few times.
You know
Yeah,
how it
it's
goes.
just it's just good hygiene to if it's a
Yeah.
can, you don't put your hand directly
I
on
can't
top of the can.
fucking stand it. And these guys that wear these fucking masks, look, the COVID emergency.
You don't even have to
pandemic
wear
thing is
masks in the
over.
hospitals anymore. Like
No,
at least
why are
not
you wearing
here.
what kind of you go to the gas station down the road in the next town and there's some long-haired, he's a nice enough kid, but he's obviously scared shitless of something because he's got a mask over his fucking face. You know, it's like fuck, man. So
There was
yeah,
another guy that worked there that wore a mask. The bigger, like
oh
blonde haired
that
dude.
fat
He
gelatinous
wore
fuck. Yeah,
he wore one for quite a while.
yeah, because he's scared of something. Every time I go in there, he's like, "Good afternoon." You know, his ass is hanging out of his pants. I'm just what the fuck, dude? The guy's like 24 years old. The best he can do is fucking ring people up at a. Don't even get me started. Yeah, he had a mask on. He
Hey,
came
you
up
know
to me.
what? If
What?
he's in that generation, at least he's fucking working.
Yeah, well, working's
You
putting
know?
it pretty fucking lightly. You know, I go in there and I go and get my shit and I put it up on the counter. He's like, I'm like, I can't hear you. I take that fucking mask off your fucking face, you twat.
like you're talking to Kenny from fucking South Park all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you fuck, dude. Whew. Anyway, sorry, I kind of.
No, you're good. You're good. So, what else you want to bitch about? Anything?
You set me up, I'll knock him down, dude. At this point, I'd bitch if they hung me with a new fucking rope. You know, I told my friend Nicole, I said something about, she goes, how's it going? I was working on the show. You know, I had to do all that editing for today's show. And I said, I just
Right.
want to wash my mouth out with a revolver after this. And she's like, well, I don't like those jokes. I'm like, that's not funny. Suicide's not fun. Okay, it's not funny, but for fuck's sakes, it's just a joke. I mean, I'm not really going to do it. I fucking told you.
Speaking of going on rants, I'm going to go on a little one right now about fucking
go,
this
boy.
whole Mark Zuckerberg's little company here. So our Facebook page has what 625 followers right now.
Yeah, it's not much, but yeah, I mean,
Right.
we're doing good for how long we've been at it.
No, I'm not bitching about that, but what I'm bitching about is that unless you fucking pay, they still don't see shit unless they literally go to the page. You know what I mean? Like right now we have one viewer and it's probably still Hunter, which if it is you, Hunter, fucking love you, bro. But like our stuff's not seen in an everyday feed unless we, pay to boost it. Look at all the funny memes and shit that you've paid to boost, and they blow the fuck up. They get thousands of fucking likes and shares. But when we post a regular post and don't, grease fucking Fuckersburg's goddamn poll, nobody sees it unless they actually come to the page.
Now, I have to jump in there real quick and say something. See, I didn't know that this was already broke, but I just got a text message from somebody watching the show right now.
Uh-oh.
And yeah. And
is it him? Is it Mark?
No, it's not Mark Zuckerberg. It's somebody that has far more control over me than Zuckerberg does. It is my mother.
Oh, okay. Hi, Pam.
Yeah, hi. Well, she's not happy with us. She goes, I'll just say, dang, old Donzo, cool it on the fuck word and the drinking, not a great look.
Sorry, Mom. Hey, look,
She may be right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're just a favorite, aren't you, Deez? Well, I'll tell you what. Here, how about this? Look, check this out.
You gonna fucking pour it in a water bottle?
No, I took care of that issue. No, this is
Oh, chugged it. Yeah.
moms. If you're watching, this is after hours. We're kicking back. We're relaxing. You ain't got to share it with anybody. I can Jacob Lee Mills. That's vodka, isn't it?
Don't tell my secrets, Jake.
Right. Okay, so what we're doing here, and let me jump in here on this one, Deez, because this is not the show. We should put a warning in front of this. This is us kicking back and kicking loose. We hope everybody enjoys it. We apologize if somebody's offended, but you got to realize something. This is us just doing what we do. And Mom, I love you dearly. You've been a big supporter of the show. This ain't the show right now. We're doing something a little bit different. So, but you know what? She does have a good point. There's no reason to throw F-bombs around flagrantly unless they're needed. So El Donzo's going to kick back, and I am going to reserve the F-bombs for when they're needed.
I can't make that promise. I'll do my best.
We are literally streaming live right now, and my mom is replying to what I'm saying via text.
In the text.
She has check this out. She's like, okay.
Nice. Donzo, I don't know if I'm sure I've talked about him to you, but Jake here is one of my old trivia players at Jack's in Pekin. Was on a softball team. By the way, Jake, the reason I haven't been playing yet is because I've had some heart issues and just had to take a monitor off. But anyway, Jake, he's been a fan. He's been a fan of our show since the original, like when we first kicked it off. Like he was one of the ones that kept going, when are you guys going to get back? When are you guys going to get back? And he's also come on to Hanging and co-hosted with me on my Hanging with Deez podcast. So yeah, he's a day one fan. He's been listening to us since we started this thing.
Awesome, Jake. Thank you, man.
Yep, good dude. And as far as if I could try and get Donzo out of a little bit of trouble, when we're on the radio, like you know your son obviously, and you know me a little bit, like we have to dial it back so much. So we have all this pent up aggression that we're just tickled pink that we get to go live and say whatever the F we want.
It's nice, and don't hold back on it. You know, Mom's got a good point. Look, we kind of got out of the gate and wanted to drop an F-bomb everywhere we could. If we say fuck, we say fuck. That's no big deal on this thing. But it's kind of nice. It's like, holy shit, we can say whatever we want to say now. So the sponsor for the show, EnviroSeal, the sponsors a radio show. The guy that owns it, I've known him since I was a kid. He goes, we were talking on the phone one day. We were out having a beer or whatever it was. He goes, how do you not say fuck every other sentence? And it's like, you just turn it off. We don't even really think about it, do we, Deez? We just turn it off and we go and we do the show.
I was really surprised when we first started. I mean, even before we were on the radio, when we did the original just Spotify shows, we dropped one every once in a while, but we kept it pretty clean.
Yeah, I think
every once in a while I mean, goddamn was the worst thing that we would say.
That's when we got to, we steer clear of that. We even steer clear of it on the podcast. A lot of people don't like, people taking the Lord's name in vain. I mean, we say it for reference and whatnot. Like, yes, we said that, but I mean, that's kind of one of those you keep to yourself, just like the CUNT word. That's
right. Yeah, that one's just uncouth all the way around, unless we're talking about Nancy Pelosi. One of
those two. I mean, if you say it, you say it, but you just try to steer clear from it. But I will say,
honestly, I was surprised that you didn't get a little pee slap over scrunts.
I don't know is that a bad word?
No, but I mean, everybody knows what you're saying when you say that.
I don't even know what it means. But let me tell you the story behind scrunts. Okay, my uncle.
Please do.
My uncle Dale. Okay, and Mom's. I'm going to get another text from Mom here pretty soon. My uncle Dale used to call women that he didn't like scrunts. So growing up, it was like, that stupid scrunt this and that stupid scrunt that. I've never looked it up in the dictionary, but I know that a scrunt is the type of woman that Chrissy Mayer chased out of Hyannis Comedy Club. I just know they're scrunts. So I don't know what the definition is. They're a-holes. They're assholes. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Bitches that get worked up over stuff. They're scrunts. So I don't know. Is there something I'm missing here?
Well, I mean, I just automatically go to the word that rhymes with it, that it's a almost like friggin'. You know, somebody says, "Oh, this friggin' thing," same thing. I think the same thing as when you
Yeah,
say scrunts.
I get you. I get you. You remember when I used the term cunked up?
Yeah.
And you thought I said the C-U-N-T word, and I called Kat, and I had Kat Peterson run Cities 92.9. So we kind of, anytime there's something dicey, we run it through her because she knows all the FCC rules and regs and everything like that, which we got to follow. And she's like, no, I think it's okay. But it was one of those things you got to explain because when you're talking fast, when you're talking about things, it can kind of sound like you said something you didn't mean to say. So, but no, I mean, I don't know if anybody has I should look it up right now, but I'm too lazy. If anybody has a definition of scrunt, send it to me. Oh, here it is. Hope you're not referring to me. Kind of weird that came all of a sudden. That's my mom. Of course, I'm not referring to you. You're not a scrunt, Ma. My mom is I love her to death.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't trade my mom for anybody in the world. I love her so much. I'm the biggest mama's boy you're ever going to meet, and she is my biggest critic. So she always calls me. It's like, well, Deez was pretty good, but you sounded like shit.
Yeah.
So
on
anyway,
our Spotify page, one of our featured episodes is still the one that's where we named it "Mom, this one has bad language."
Yeah, sorry, Mom, but this one has a lot of bad language in her or something to that extent. Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm sure I'll be getting another text from moms here pretty soon.
Now I'm almost nervous to tell a strip club.
Just do it. I've explained it. Just do it, Mom. I love you, but we're getting into. You remember that? What was that show on HBO? Not Sex in the City.
Taxi Cab Confessions.
Taxi Cab Confessions. We are in the Donzo and Deez Confessions right now. Okay. Now we're not going to go into our sex life or anything, but we're cutting loose. But Mom, we're going to keep it clean for you. She just gave me the thumbs up.
Deez, is that thumbs up or middle finger? No, that's thumbs up. Okay.
It's thumbs up. Yeah, it's thumbs
up. Had to look. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm old. I need to get like prescription shades for this shit.
Trust old El Donzo. She's gonna call me after we're done and ream my ass about everything.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she will.
I'll get it. You're not gonna get it. Go ahead. Let's have this. Let's have these saucy stories you got going on. Mom, plug your ears.
Okay, so while I'm doing this, where are you going?
I'm drinking my beer out of camera's view because Mom's gonna kick my ass if she sees me drinking beer. I'm good.
Doing a little thingamabobber here. Oh, it didn't save, you son of a bitch. All right, I'll put it up later, I guess. So while I'm telling this particular story, and I may tell another one depending on how long we stay on here, but you think of something else to talk about. So,
yes, sir.
As many people know, I used to work in the adult entertainment industry. Started out as a bouncer, and then I was a DJ at a club local to the Central Illinois area. 2 of them, actually. Yes. Question you in the back, sir?
Didn't you work up to being a Chippendale at a gay strip club?
No, eat a dick.
Sorry, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I know. Go ahead.
So this particular club over on the Illinois River. I'm trying to type this out again. So, but anyway, I started out working like 3 nights and 1 day. And the 1 day that I worked was Saturday. And the day shift there was 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we used to have to do these 2-for-1, couch dance promotions
Hmm.
every every hour on the half hour, which was too much if you ask me. But anyway, but on Saturdays, all of them until I believe 4 o'clock were like half price. So
Yeah.
instead of, it was the 2 for $25, which I don't know what they cost these days, but back then 2 for $25 was a good deal. Anyway, so there was this guy, and if Dylan ever watches this, he'll love it because this is his favorite story, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. There was this guy that would come in every single Saturday, mo- almost every single Saturday. Let's put it that way. And he was usually there no later than 11:30 because the first promotion would be 12:30.
Okay.
He would come in, and I don't care if it was 85 in, July or 90 in July, or if it was 7 in February degrees temperature.
Right.
He
Fahrenheit.
would come in wearing sweat shorts.
Like with the drawstring.
Yeah, I don't know. I never looked close enough. They had a drawstring, and I'm not talking thick, warm, fleece-lined sweat shorts. I'm talking about those paper thin fucking Walmart specials that, like, I mean, a little light breeze would go through them. So if it was February, he's got a big bulky winter coat on and like sweat shorts that didn't even go to his knees. They were like, almost like not quite 80s gym shorts, but kind of in between, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know where you're going. Yeah, I never caught people that dress like that myself, to be honest with you.
So he would come in usually between 11:30 and 12, and the first promotion was at 12:30. He would come in, sit down, usually towards the back, and then he's just kind of watching. And most of the girls that, and again, this is Saturday morning slash early day. So let's just say that the typical talent pool in a strip club during day shift,
Isn't the best.
not exactly the A squad, if you know what I mean. And the girls that had been around a while knew better. They wouldn't go anywhere near him. But the girls that, rent was due, they would go. And so, sure as shit, one would sit down, he'd talk to him, and I'd call the old 2 for $25, and one would go in the back with him, and they'd do their little thing. And then when the dance was over, you'd see the girl come walking out, and then here come sweat shorts, dude. And I think he liked winter better because he would come out and either his shirt, he would wear long t-shirts. So either his shirt was pulled all the way out of his shorts down, or he'd be carrying his coat down there, basically covering up where he
Oh, gotcha. Where
yeah.
he had a premature emission.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was premature for him or not, but there was definite emissions. Let's just put it that way.
So you,
So everybody called him Sweat Shorts Guy. And then when I went to work at the club local to us, just north on 39 there,
yeah, yep,
I was in there one night, and I worked their day shift, which was like 4 p.m. to 10 or whatever. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden he come walking in. I was like, holy shit, it's Sweat Shorts Guy. And the best part about that whole story is I told my cousin Dylan this, and at the time Dylan worked at AFNI, and I don't remember where we were at, but I think we were either at a movie or a restaurant, and we're sitting there, and Dylan, he was like, "Hey, I know that guy. I work with him at AFNI," and I turned around and I looked. I was like, "Holy fuck!" I'm like, "Dude," I'm like, "You remember I told you about Sweat Shorts Guy?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's him."
him.
He's like, "What?" He's like, "That guy's married. I see him smoking all the time." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Well,
most of them are.
he's
So
doing more than grocery shopping on Saturday afternoons, let me tell you."
So let me tell you a story about old Donzo and strip clubs. I don't really go to strip clubs. I have no desire to go to a strip club. Believe it or not, I don't. If you ask any woman I've known, um, I'm not like a make a pass type of guy. I never have been. I just have no desire to. But back in my younger days, I did frequent strip clubs Kappa and Kenny. Which
Kenny
one's up
used to be a
39?
good time.
They used to be a good time. So we used to go there, and
I saw
I
that beer, by the way.
it's nice tea.
Oh,
Shut up,
oh, my
Dick.
bad.
Now my video's starting to cut out. So let's see if I can get this in here. So I remember going up and going to strip clubs when I was like 18, 19. You know what? I mean, my wife, she knew I was going out. She knew I was going there. Nobody cared. I didn't do anything, but I thought it was great. I thought it was absolutely awesome. Um, and then this stripper, I really wanted a bed dance or a couch dance. I think it was a bed dance I had up at Kenny you could pay, and I was really
Kenny was
excited.
beds, yeah.
Kenny was beds, and I was really excited about this. It was exciting, you know what I mean? And I never forget they had like this big fat dude with this beard down to here, right? Just this, you could tell he hadn't showered, and his face was all greasy. He'd eaten a steak or whatever they were serving there at the time, just nasty. And he comes out of a bed dance with her, and I know she had her boobies in his face, and I know he was, whatever he was doing. And she's like, "Okay, you're up," and I'm like, "No, I'm going home. No, I ain't doing this." It was just the cheap factor set in for me. Okay, it was like I don't want anything to do with this anymore. Like I'll go
Yeah.
home. I don't
I,
need this. So it became
so
one of those issues, you know.
I'm s- I'm sitting here and I've got my laptop and I'm running 2 monitors on
Yeah.
my Reaper machine. And as you're telling that story, I look over on the other monitor and Facebook is up, but obviously there's no audio to it. And at the exact moment that I looked up, this is what I saw you do.
That's not what I did.
That's
That's not
exact.
what I. No, no, it's
I'm gonna
not
make.
what
Yes, it is. I am going to fucking cut that out and edit it into a
I did.
YouTube short. And
I did
no,
not.
no, you.
I
I
didn't do
swear
that.
to God, you had not a
I
full fist, but it. Yeah, it
I
was.
swear to God,
You,
you're wrong.
no, I can't wait to cut that, edit it, and I'm gonna post that all over.
Yeah, I can't wait either because you're fucking wrong. It didn't happen.
No, no, it definitely happened. So one more thing I'll say, I've got even better stories, so to speak. But one thing I'll address is that back in the day when I did this, everybody used to always say, "Oh my God, you got the greatest job in the world. You work in a strip club or whatever." No, no, no. It's like trying to wrangle cats because now, now don't get me wrong. Occasionally there were perks to the job, but for
Right.
the most part, it was just babysitting a bunch of drunk bitches,
Yeah.
and it's not fun. The drama and just like chasing them down for missing stage, and then one of them's bitching to me about another one, and she did this, she stole my customer, blah blah blah. It was it was more stressful than it was fun.
Oh, I can only imagine. I mean, you take that many women at that age, and you get them naked and get alcohol in them. I wouldn't
And
look.
drunk, yeah, and
Yeah, I
high and
mean,
everything else.
women are enough of a pain in the ass as it is. You put like 10 of them together.
Yep.
Who wants to deal with that shit? I mean, you had
Yeah,
your work
what
cut out
wasn't
for you,
fun
is
at
all
all.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's
For
like being a
every
everybody thinks it's great to be a gynecologist until that one chick comes in with some issues, and it's like, dude, it's like, yeah, you don't want to, no, it's like working in porno. It's the same thing as serving ice cream all day, and everybody goes, oh, it's great because you can have all the ice cream you can eat. You know what? After about 3 or 4 days, you want no more fucking ice cream. You're sick of it. You're
yeah,
done with it. That type of thing.
yeah. I would imagine that it's probably only 2 places in this country where the gynecologists are truly happy, and that's like Beverly Hills and Miami.
You know what? I don't even buy that. I don't even buy that. Look, it's the same thing as like, I get they make a lot of money. I was telling my buddy, my good buddy Sam, the other day we were out there day drinking, and I couldn't be a doctor, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I Look, dude, I couldn't shove my finger up another man's ass. Check his prostate. Couldn't do it.
Ryan
I don't think I
McKenzie,
got.
what's up, Rymac?
Yeah, McKenzie's loving this, right?
Yeah,
He's going, what the
Ron
hell did I
Swanson
just tune
from Parks
into?
and Rec.
I should tell you the story. You've had a prostate exam, right? No, I'm not.
Uh,
I'm not leading you into nothing.
Not I have, but not since 1993.
Okay, you know what?
I'm well overdue to get that at
Let's do this.
48 now.
Let's do this. I had to go to the hospital about a year and a half ago. Mom, if you're watching and you approve of me telling this story, comment that you approve of me telling this story. And I'm not going to tell the story until Mom approves of me telling this story. Yeah, I'm a mama's boy, okay, dude. I want to make sure it. If I can't get my mom laughing, then I don't want to dick with it. But if my mom says, "Yeah, tell it," I'll tell it. Until then, I'm going to hold out. But as soon as she gets on here and says, "El Donzo, tell the story," I'm going to
Hey,
interrupt
Kayla.
you. Oh yeah, Kayla's on.
Yeah,
Best
Kayla.
neighbor in the whole wide world.
We got old Ryan Mack.
Okay, so Mom, the story about when I went in for ammonia and they had to check my prostate. Remember that?
Ammonia. You mean pneumonia?
Okay,
ammonia you used to fucking clean with. Pneumonia is a sickness. You got to
hear this story, man. You got to hear this story. You're talking about, Mom, if you give me the blessing, I'm going to, okay, Mom says tell it. You know, this is, I never thought I'd be in the situation where I'd be asking my mother in real time if I could tell the story.
On the internet.
On the internet. That's right. That's right. Oh, it's like Roger Moore says, oh, that's right, Al, that's right. Okay. So check this out. So like about a year and a half, you don't mind Deez, do you?
No.
You do, okay. So about a year and a half ago, I'm up until about 2 a.m. I don't feel well. I got the chills, dude. I feel like shit, and I can't shake it. Then all of a sudden, I started feeling okay, and I took a couple of days off work, and I was drinking beer at like 2 a.m. Yeah, it's probably about midnight, and I started feeling really good. And I was taking my temperature. I took my 105.7. I'm like, shit. I took it again, 105.8. I went outside. I stood out. We're talking like November, December. So I went, stood out in the cold.
This was an oral thermometer, right?
Yeah, no, it was the one that goes in your Buddha Thunket. So I go outside. I stood out there in the wind for like 30 minutes. Came back in. I was 102.3. I'm like, okay, that's good enough. I didn't have the chills, which was weird. But once your body gets so hot, you stop having the chills. And then it went back up to like 105.3. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh, what am I going to do? So I went in, I took my blood pressure, and I was like 167 over like 105 or something. I'm like, okay, I called my brother Jason. I'm like, dude, you got to take me to the hospital. And he goes, which hospital you want to go to? I said, the nearest one. Take me to over here in Bloomington. It's Carl Broman. So he takes me in. They get me admitted. And there's this big chick. She's like Hawaiian or something. I don't know what her deal is, but she's a nurse. She doesn't know shit from Shinola. She gets me in bed. She puts all the electrodes on me. And then this black doctor comes in. And I say black because he was foreign, like he was from Africa. And he comes in and he goes, ask me these questions. And I said, yeah, I've had a pain in my lower back, and I know where this is going because it's going for the prostate exam. And he goes, do you have sex with men or women? And I said, I'm married. I don't have sex with anybody. And nobody laughed. Neither one of them laughed. Neither one of them. I'm like, fuck shit. So anyway, he says, well, we're going to need to do a prostate exam, which I knew was coming. I was like, okay. So I bend over the bed, and he, really, dude? Bring you a water?
God damn it. That wasn't for you.
This dipshit is texting me. Look, he says, bring me a water. I am a mile away and he wants me to remember. Anyway, let me get back to my story.
Fuckhead.
Let me get back to my story that I'll bring you a effing water, you douche canoe. So I bend over, an old dude goes in and he's rooting around in there. And I look over. like I'm bent over. If anybody's had a prostate exam, you know how this goes. You bend over the hospital bed and you just, I look over at this chick, this nurse, this big nurse, and she's just staring at me, like staring me in the eyes. I'm like, you fucking stop. So he gets done, he pulls out, and he's like, oh no, prostate fine, blah, blah, blah.
He pulls out.
Whatever he does, yeah. And he goes, and I'm standing there with my skivvies down around my ankles, dude. And the nurse is still looking at me like she's like staring me down, you know? And I said, hey, can I get something to clean up with? And she hands me wet wipes. I'm like, KY has been involved. Don't give me wet wipes. Give me paper towels, something to, dry, not smear. So anyway, I cleaned up and I got back into bed, and she put the PICC line in. All kinds of stupid stuff happened here. So anyway, that's my prostate exam story. But she ends up coming back in, and she goes, they're going to bring an X-ray machine up. They need to check your lungs for ammonia. And I'm like, what? And I didn't say nothing. I thought I misheard that. She leaves. She comes back a half hour later, and she goes, yeah, they're going to be up at the X-ray machine to check your lungs for ammonia. I said, look, ma'am, I'm pretty sure I don't have ammonia in my lungs. Well, that's why they're bringing the X-ray machine up. So they're going to check for it. You see if you got ammonia in your lungs. I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I'm done. I'm not. I'd rather die at home than die in here. That was the same one. Oh God.
She put the. You see the headline?
Freddie got figured. Yeah, yeah. Donzo got figured pretty much. She put the PICC line in. And she started it, and an hour later came back to draw blood out of it. They got 2 lines in there. She came back to draw blood, and it was coagulated. It wasn't drawn out. So the syringe was blood and air and blood and air. She starts pushing it back into my arm. I'm like, no. She's like, well, I know what I'm doing. I said, you have no idea what you're. So I sat there for like the next hour and a half until I walked out, waiting to have an embolism. Wendy, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to give you a fucking embolism. Anyway, sorry about that. I had a rant. Go ahead, Deez.
Apparently, I'm not missing out on anything then, if that's the kind of experiences you get.
Don't forget about staring in your eyes, Mom. No, I'll never forget about her staring me in the eyes while Big Finger Doc had a hand on each shoulder going, ta-da! That's an old joke. Ryan McKenzie's on here. He seems to be having a blast. Ryan, how you doing, brother? Are you sure it was a chick or was it is that a Moana?
I believe that's Moana, yeah. Oh, I know it's a Disney movie that I've never seen, but
Moana? Mackenzie, you're gonna have to help me out, bro. I'm not really quite sure where you're going with this. Anyway, we're going to wait.
He's a dumb hick that lives on a farm.
He just replied, I'm doing better now. Yeah, your nurse. Oh, Moana, your nurse. Yeah, that was my nurse. Yeah, it was not a chick. She was not penetrating me. The doctor was. Thank God he was a petite fella. I mean, there's nothing worse than, like I said, having
at least his fingers were, right?
Now, there's nothing worse than you think you got a big finger doctor and you look over your shoulder and there's a hand on each one of them. How are you doing that? Must be magic. What kind of sorcery is this? Hell,
did you ask?
My prostate's feeling swollen. I don't think things are flowing quite so well. I'm feeling quite a heinous because there's something in my anus. Yeah.
I don't even know what to do about that.
Why don't you just talk? Did something good happening to you? Yeah, Ryan. No, it's not.
Have you seen Road Trip?
Yes.
Yeah. Did I say 2? I meant 3. It's that nursing student.
God dag nabbit, Deez. I tell you what, brother. All right. So what other strip club stories, confessions do you got for us? We see Ryan Maxwell. Kayla says, Disney movie, you old fart. Okay, yeah, I know. I figured it out. Yeah, I am old. Jacob Lee Mills got on there. Yeah, better make it 3, right? If my dad used to say, boy, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Well, you're going to be a grizzly.
This one isn't really a story, but a funny example of some of the bullshit that I had to put up with. As I was talking about how the one day shift that I used to work all the time was Saturday, and none of the girls wanted to work on Saturdays. And because they were quote independent contractors, they would set their own schedule and they had to get so many hours. So sometimes they would basically be forced to work a Saturday, and they would do anything in their power to get out of it. And there was a girl, she called in one day and the manager was, I don't know, outside smoking or taking a break, whatever. I had to answer the phone. And so she was like, I'm not coming in today. I'm like, okay, well, you have to have a good reason, a doctor's excuse, because you've already used your unexcused absence or whatever. They treated it like fucking high school. And her response was, I've got fleas. I was like, yeah. I'm like, what do you mean you've got fleas? It's like, I've got fleas. I can't come in. So that's what I told him. And the manager's like, what the fuck do you mean she's got fleas? Like on her body or her house or what? I don't know, dude. She just said she's got fleas. So from now on, that was, we called her flea bag. And
Oh, that's what she is. If you,
yeah, pretty much.
if you're a human being and your animal gets fleas, yeah, and you get flea bites in bed, I get it. You know, your dog or your cat has fleas, so you got to deal with it. But if, as a human being, if you actually have them, like if you go into somebody's house and bring fleas in,
Yeah,
pardon the French, you're fucking nasty.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
that's poor hygiene. That's not right. There's nothing right
Yeah.
about
If
that.
you let it get to the point where you are like just all chewed up, then yeah, you are a disgusting
I
individual.
thought when I was in high school, I thought, oh, I don't even want to tell this story. Never mind.
Oh
Anyway,
no, come on. Come on.
let's
You
do it
have
now.
to. Come on. We talked about you getting your asshole fingered, so come, this can't
I
be that
didn't
bad.
say it like that. I didn't say it like that.
Sorry,
Okay?
Pam.
Dude, you are not out of the woods with her.
Oh,
You're
no.
corrupting her little boy. Do you know that?
Yeah, it's my fault, right?
I thought when I oh dear, Ryan McKenzie's not going to let this.
Mom is listening.
Okay, I'm gonna pass the buck. I'm gonna decline.
This is bullshit.
I can't do it, dude. I can't. Big brother's always watching, and mom is always listening.
Yeah, Big Brother is not what you got to worry about. It's little mama.
Let's just put it this. I ain't gonna do it.
Drink some more beer. We'll get it out of you.
I'm drinking iced tea. I learned.
That's why I said.
My mom just
That's
called up my ass. Okay, I'm drinking iced tea. I'm not drinking it. Was she texting me? Oh no, it's my other mom, Nicole. Wait till she sees this. Son of a bitch.
Which one?
Nicole. You know Nicole.
On air sign Nicole?
Yeah,
Or
on air
trivia
sign
Nicole?
It was
Oh,
always
okay.
busting my chops about something. I love her like a fat kid loves cake, but she's almost like a fart in a spacesuit. And sometimes she's just unwelcome. It's like, stop doing this.
Is she watching or is she just?
No, she ain't watching. Thank God she's not, because she'd be all over my ass right now if she was doing anything fun tonight. Just embarrassing myself
this is
as
fun.
usual. Yeah, this is fun. I mean, it's fun, but I'm looking down at what my mom's. And it's no, I can't do it.
You can't do this to our loyal listeners. Like you've already baited the hook.
All right, Mom. If you don't want to hear it, tune out. It's not going to be anything terrible, but tune out. Nothing you haven't heard before. Yeah, Mom's laughing right now. That's great. Thanks, Mom. Okay, so back when I was in high school, okay, I thought that I ain't going to get into the reason why, but there was speculation that I had gotten crabs. Okay.
Wait, speculation. Speculation from who?
Me.
The student body or okay.
Well, I had some kind of thing. Don't look the gift horse in the mouth with this, Deez. Okay. Anyway, my uncle Richie, I went and talked to him about it. and Mom remembers Uncle Richie. And I told him, I said, man, I think I got crabs. I said, I think I need to go to the doctor. He goes, don't go to the fucking doctor. Don't go to the doctor. He says, fucking, he says, go in the kitchen and get some fucking olive oil and just, I'm like, what? He says, yeah, just douse your shit in olive oil. I'm like, oh, Uncle Richie was older. And I said, because I'm thinking like, this guy's been around the block. He knows that maybe this is a cure for it. And it wasn't crabs. It wasn't nothing. It was just fucking teenage boy shit. And I said, so why is that going to work? He goes, and I do it. And I go in there and I'm fucking, I'm in the bathroom. And he goes, and I came back out and I'm like, so this works, huh? And he goes, well, I don't fucking know. I said, what do you mean you don't know? It would make sense if you put olive oil on your nuts, then the fucking things fall off. They can't hang on. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Just made it up out of thin air. Just, go put some olive oil on your nuts and they'll fall off.
Obviously, this was before Google it was a thing.
Yes, this was way before Google. Yeah, here's Mom. What, in high school you had that? Yeah. Ryan McKenzie's, the new guy's in the corner puking up his guts right now. Hey, this is Donzo and Deez After Dark. This is what you're going to get. All right.
Did you
Kayla,
actually? Your
Kayla
mother's
goes,
next drink is on me. So you didn't actually have them, or
no? I didn't. I just you know what? You kids get like jock itch and shit like that. You know what I mean?
okay?
You just get that. You're in sports or whatever. I wasn't wrestling. It wasn't nothing big, but Mom just gave me the thumbs up.
No,
behind the music version of this one.
I don't think the thumbs up is for you. I think it's thumbs up for that next free drink.
I bet it is. I damn well bet it is. So anyway, you got it out of here. Are you happy now? Are you happy?
It would have been funnier if you actually had crabs and like see them slipping and sliding.
Well, I don't know if I don't think I actually had crabs, but if I did, those little sons of bitches, they hung on for a long time and went dormant. So I think I'm pretty good. That just blows any date out of the water I got in the future. So anyway,
they were well marinated.
Yeah, they just put olive oil on down there and they just fall off. They can't hang on anymore, Uncle Richie. This is the same guy. I'll never forget.
I've had lobsters identifying as crabs, Ryan says.
Mom hasn't heard this one yet. I want to talk about Uncle Richie stories. I'm 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. My Uncle Richie, had to have known him. He was 6'3". He was a big Pollock from New York. He was the fucking best dude in the world. I loved him to death, and he always took care of me. But he always fucked with me relentlessly. So I pull into his driveway. He had a house out in Congerville, Illinois. And I pull in one Saturday, and he's standing out there by his truck. And I get out, and he goes, "You really fucked up this time." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, your old man's on a warpath." I'm like, "On a warpath?" And he gets real quiet. He comes up to me, goes, "You fuck some chick named Darcy?" I'm like, and I'm thinking back to this party I was with, and sorry, it's vulgar, but that's how he said it. And I'm like, "Yeah, I was at Darcy. Yeah, I saw her at this party and I can't remember." And this was like months ago. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think I did anything with her. And he goes, "Well, she's fucking pregnant. She called your old man your mom. Your old man's fucking pissed." I'm like, I said, "I swear to God, it wasn't mine. I swear to God, I didn't do it. There's no," he's like, "Are you fucking sure you didn't do that?" I'm like, "I'm pretty sure that I didn't do anything with this gal." And he's like, "Pretty sure." He says, "Hide your fucking truck in my garage. Get your ass in the house. Your old man's coming over right now. He's pissed off." I'm freaking out. Dude, I am freaking out. So I pull the truck in his garage. I go in the house and I'm like hyperventilating, right? Because I think, and he starts laughing. I said, "I don't know what's so funny about this." He goes, "It's funny because I'm just fucking with you." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "No, I just made that up." I said, "What about Darcy? How did you know I was at a party with Darcy and was, He's like, "I didn't. I just made it up." He literally just made it up. He was that good at playing games with people. He just made it up out of thin air.
That's awesome.
I knew I
Sounds
didn't do
like some shit
anything
my
with her,
dad
but I
would do.
started second guessing myself. I'm like, you son of a bitch. That's the kind of shit I grew up with. All right.
Oh, I'm in the same boat. You've met my family.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
Jack.
I've got some Jack stories that I'll share another time.
What's funny is when your dad starts telling stories about my old man, and they
Yeah.
start going back and forth on it. About the time, I'll never forget your dad talking about that time that the old man blew a stump out of the ground and it went over the telephone pole. And it wasn't supposed to. It barely missed it. Like the old man overcalculated how much it. My dad's an explosives guy. Overcalculated it, and there was a news crew out there. I remember your dad coming up to me and telling me the story. And the news crew went up to your dad. He said the news crew went up to your old man and said, "Hey, how did you do that?" And my dad's like, "Well, just go back there and do this, do that. And I calculated the trajectory where the stuff was going to go, and went over the thing, and the blah 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 blah." And they're, "Oh, yes, ma'am, Mr. Donovan, this real." And he turned around, looked at your dad, and goes, "I was bullshitting him. I had no idea where that stump was going to go." So yeah, funny stuff, man.
All
Now
right.
it's your
Well, what do
turn.
you think?
Embarrass yourself.
God, for me, I
Come
don't
on,
have anything
dude. I opened up
quite
so
that
much.
bad. Trying to think of what's an embarrassing moment for me. I don't have any. I'll give you a quick Jack story.
All right, let's have a Jack story. Let's have it.
So this was like 6th grade. I was going to grade school in Bloomington. This was back when BMX bikes were a big thing, and
Mm-hmm.
of course, all the kids with money riding around on like Mongoose before Mongoose was a Walmart brand that it is now. This is Diamondbacks, things like that, and of course, I had the good old Kmart Huffy. So anyway, there's a huge group of us riding our bikes at the old Lincoln Elementary School, and we're all like just zigzagging in and out, and I end up hitting this kid with my Huffy and his nice Diamondback, and well, he decided that was enough to fight.
I
I'm
think
like,
I've
all
heard this.
right,
Tell the
yeah.
viewers and listeners. Yeah.
So he wants to fight. He jumps off his bike, and we start fighting in front of the school, right there, like on the sidewalk, and we just barely got started. And some guy comes out, "Hey, you kids, knock it off!" Blah blah blah. So we're like, "All right, well, let's go in the back." The back has this, it's the parking lot for the Lincoln Rec Center now, but our playground was in the back. So we go in the back, and there's like at least 20, 25 kids there. And they all, just like you've seen in the old movies, they get in a big
Right.
circle and we start fighting. And I was whooping this kid's ass. Got him down on the ground. I mean, I'm banging his head against the asphalt, and he managed to turn over to where he was face down. So I would just reach and grab his hair, and then I'm just punching the shit out of his face. So all of a sudden, at the time, we only lived literally 2 blocks down from the school. So all of a sudden, here comes the old orange and white. It was the only one of its kind in town. Orange and white Ford F-150 with the topper. He comes, and everybody's like, dude, it's your dad. And I'm like frozen, like mid punch, looking at him. And he not jumps, but drives over the curb onto the playground and pulls up 6 feet away from me. And I'm on top of this kid, and I've got a handful of hair and my arms cocked back. And the old man just leans out the window, looks at me and goes, "Hey, supper's ready. Come on home when you're done." Puts it in gear and drives off. That's the old man for you.
Okay, so check this out. Anybody knows? So we have a show on Cities 92.9. This right now is not the show we have on Cities 92.9.
No.
We are good little Nazis on Cities 92.9. Kevin Ferris. I don't think he's watching this because he just sent me this video. He goes, figured you're a
Jake.
music guy and might appreciate a little something I was working on today. Should I play it? Let me see if let me check
Who
this
did
out.
this, Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin's got a guitar in his hand. I want to play it, but I want his permission first. So I'm going to ask his permission. If he says yes,
Oh wait, here he is. He's in here now. He
holy
said, "Holy
shit!
shit! Didn't know you were live."
He says, "Fuck, go for it." All right. This is
World premiere. World premiere.
this is y'all ready for this? Okay, let's. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Somebody save me from myself. I've spent so long living in hell. They say my lifestyle is bad for my health.
Kevin Ferris, everybody.
It's the only thing that seems to help. All of this drinking and smoking is hopeless, but
That's pretty good.
it's all that I need. Something inside of me is broken. I hold on to anything that sets me free. I'm lost.
Hot damn, Ferris, I like that.
Waste your time on me. So damaged beyond repair. Life has shattered my hopes and my dreams. I'm lost, cause baby, don't waste your time on me.
Son of a bitch! What are you doing in the studio, man? Come on, in the station.
Yeah, that's. I mean, coming over a phone with no effects, no real
Dude.
shit like that. That's actually pretty damn good.
Dude, you need to put that up. Catch him. He's Speechless with Kevin Ferris. And what day of the week is he on? 92.9?
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Or no, Sundays.
Sundays from.
Tell us, Kev. I know it's in the
Kev, is
afternoon.
it 3 to 5? Kev, that was awesome, bro. Sundays, okay, yeah, we got that. We established that. Come on, Kev, give us 3 to 5. Yeah, I was right. 3 to 5. Catch him. He's Speechless with Kevin Ferris on Cities 92.9 every Sunday from 3 to 5. Dude,
He's got a YouTube. He does live stream, all that stuff. If you go to the Cities 929 Facebook page, you'll see all of his links and everything. I need to get all that shit typed into here.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we'll get that stuff brought up. We got time to do it. But yeah, Kevin, that was awesome, dude. I thought
it
was
was.
a joke about who was that got in there? McKenzie was like boats and hose. No, it wasn't that. It was actually good. It sounded good. I almost was skeptical that was even him. But dude, you got mad talent, man.
Yeah, Jacob Mills, Kev, says that your interviews at the Civic Center were awesome. He's a good friend of mine, longtime fan of our show as well. But yeah, he keeps up with the city stuff too. So he said he loved you at the Civic Center.
No, that was awesome, Kev. Thank you for letting us play that, and I mean that. I didn't know what it was going to be, but I didn't know it was going to be that damn good.
Yeah, not brutal honesty. Guitar playing was great. The vocals started out a little sketchy, I was wondering, but once you got into the groove, man, you sounded really good.
He fucking nailed it. Yeah, okay, they started out sketchy. So he sent it to me.
No, I'm not knocking him at all. Like, get him a microphone and
Kevin, you need to come on to the Donzo and Deez show and help us out with parodies. I mean, if you can do that good, you can help us out with parodies. Because I can songwrite, and we've done that before, Deez, you and I have.
Yeah, and like Kev was talking, we all need to work out a time where the three of us can get on here and just bullshit about music and stuff.
Yeah, we need to do something. Look, I'm going to be the first one to say it. I immerse myself so deeply in politics. I love politics. I was saying I love them. Love politics, but I go down that rabbit hole.
Is that an original song, or was that a cover?
That was a cover, I think. So Ferris is down for that. I think that was a cover. I've heard that song before. At least I think I have.
Almost sounded like something Aaron Lewis would do, who I'm a huge fan of.
That's what I was thinking. Kevin, correct us if I'm wrong, bro.
Oh, Jelly Roll. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, he did text that. To me. But yeah, we could definitely use that. You know what? This thing with politics, and that's what I really enjoy about. So we've been on here for an hour. It's felt like 5 minutes because we're not
Right.
talking about politics. We got to take a break. I know that's the big news of the day, and we're, even though you say you're libertarian, you're more conservative than anything else. We follow politics and news of the day because we want to know what's going on. But there's sometimes it's nice to kick back and joke around and do this comedy thing. You and I both, have always had in
And
our blood.
Kev, if you want to jump on, I'd be more than happy to send you a link.
Hey, Kev, if you can get on, bro.
I'm gonna go grab a water real quick. So Donzo, entertain him.
Yeah, I got you. So, if you're just coming in right now, this is Donzo and Deez After Hours. You, Kev Ferris says, send me the link. Okay, he's gonna send you the link when he gets back. This is Donzo and Deez After Hours, and what we're doing now is we're just dicking off. We're not taking it too serious. We're just having fun. There's no platform. What I would say platform. There's no structure to what we're doing. We're just riffing. We're just having a good time. I hope everybody else is having a good time. My mom, my beautiful mother, has already put me in my place, so I have toned down the F-bombs and toned down the drinking on air. So it's just like just breaking laws and stuff. So if I want to have a drink, this is what I do.
Send me the link. All right. Now I
Yeah,
just
send
have
him the link. You get this going. I'm gonna go. I got the bladder the size of an acorn, so I'm gonna take off for a second. So you keep it going.
Text me your address, your email addy there, Kev. All right. So I didn't even hear what the hell he said. Where he went somewhere, obviously. But yeah, Kev, text me your email addy. I'll get you in here. Where are we at here? All right. Yeah. So yeah, next time we do something like this, like I said, I got more good old strip club stories. All right, there's the email addy. Let me get this sent. All right, it's sent, bro. You should have it. Uh-oh. Oh, don't do it, Kev. I think he's already tainted by us. Jake, if you're still here, we'll have to do this. If you got a decent laptop or webcam, we can do this for some hanging with Deez sports shit too. That way you ain't got to worry about coming here. You just, if you have a quiet room in your house with all that estrogen flowing around, we can do that here.
So what's up with Kev? Where's he at?
I sent him the email. Just waiting on
Okay.
him to confirm he got it and see him show up in the old. And Kev, if you're listening, I sent him the link. We're on our own thing. So
You see what my mom says? Don't do it,
Yeah.
Kev. You will forever be tainted. Well, Mom, you don't
There
know
he
Kev
is.
like we do. There he is.
Boom.
Hi guys, what's going on?
Here
Look
he
at
comes
this.
to wreck the day.
This is
Oh,
Kevin
man.
Ferris from Cities 92.9, also with his own show, Speechless with Kevin Ferris, on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, everything.
I see. Is that what is it? Zach's mom saying that I'm going to be tainted if I'm on this show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel bad. My mom loved you. She's like, "Oh, that Kevin Ferris is just such a nice kid. He's just a nice young man, and you guys are screwing him all up." I'm like,
You don't know me that. Pam, you don't know me well enough then if you think I'm a nice kid and I'm being screwed up by them. If anything, I'm screwing them up in some ways. So
yeah, right.
I think it's a pretty good balance.
So, hey, you know what? I just thought about this. I know this ain't going to be her cup of tea, but what do you think about getting Kat on here?
fuck it. Let's do it.
Oh,
Do it. Here, you guys start talking. I'll text Kat.
Okay. She might be busy. I mean, she works so damn much throughout the week. Like getting
She
her on
does.
here at this time. Oh, man. I don't know. But I don't know, guys. You guys
Saturday
seem to be.
night.
I just texted Zach that, and then I went on Facebook and I was like, oh, let's see what's going on in the world. And I was like, oh, fuck. I just texted him that shit. He's going to bring it up on whatever this live stream is. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, well,
Yep.
we're already here. So
If I didn't have your permission, I was not going to do that.
no, it's fine, man.
I
fine.
wouldn't. If somebody sends me something, I'm not going to be like, "Hey, look what Kev just." No,
Yeah.
I was going to do it with your permission. I'd never.
He
do that.
literally was like, "Let me text him, see if I can play it," and then you responded in the chat like, "Oh shit, he's here."
Yeah, the jig was up at that point. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, he's watching. He's saying, "Fuck it, go for it." So we did.
Mhm.
Funny little aside to the fact that you were playing Jelly Roll. There was a girl that used to work in the clubs that I DJ'd at that ended up moving to Nashville, and she hung out with Jelly Roll and what the fuck is her name? Bunny, his wife.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, because I guess Bunny, this girl went down a real bad path, and
Wouldn't surprise me.
yeah, a lot of drugs and everything.
If you listen to Jelly Roll songs, you realize that motherfucker's gone through it.
Yeah,
you don't know exactly what it is, but you know he's gone through it. So
she was in their circle and used to hang out with him all the time. Like
Yeah.
you know, she didn't really like. This was after Jelly Roll had gotten clean or whatever, but everybody else around him wasn't. And and this was when he was just a local Nashville country rapper type.
Yeah, that was the thing is like when I first heard Jelly Roll, I wasn't a big fan. Like as it was like some more hip hoppy type shit wasn't really my thing. But then when I listened to more of his like country stuff, when it's country and it's like he really it's not as much rap, but he's singing. He has a damn good voice.
He's got a good voice,
and his messages in the song, like "Save Me," damn good song. There's another one I was listening to. I got to figure out how to play it. I only talk to God when it's called "Need a Favor," and it's like he only talks to God when he needs a favor.
That's the big hit that's out right now.
Yeah. And
like that's being played on the country stations and the rock stations.
Yeah.
Breaking news. I invited Kat to come on the show. I said, "Hey, want to join our show?" Obviously, she already seen it. She is already 30 Hail Marys into it. So I don't know if she's going to make it or not. But no, I'm just joking. I haven't heard back from her yet. But she's doing the whole spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch thing right now. She's watching. I don't know if she's going to make it. Let's hope she does, though. Hope she gets on there. But just giving you guys an update.
Yeah, and if you're watching and don't know, we owe a lot to Kev for being our producer during the
of course.
Chrissy Mayer interview. Did an excellent job for us and got us all squared away because we're just two doofuses from the sticks out here that we barely know how to operate the old microphone, and he's helped us out in a big way. So
my pleasure. It's been my pleasure, guys.
No, Kevin, I got to say, Kevin, and we haven't had a chance to talk publicly like this, but I just want to say, I mean, I'm glad I've gotten to know you. You're a smart dude. You got a good head on your shoulders. You got a good sense of humor to you. You can talk, you can articulate, and you can hang. And I appreciate everything that Deez and I have gleaned off you, especially when it comes to broadcasting. Between you and Kat, we didn't know shit from Shinola when we came in. We knew how to talk, we knew how to run a show, but we didn't know the intricate workings of everything. And you guys have done a really good job with helping us out. You've had a lot of patience with our dumbasses doing this. So I appreciate it. I just want to say that, bro.
Yep.
Of course, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go grab you a napkin so you can get a little bit of cum off my lip after you're just done blowing me like that.
Oh, sorry, Pam. Now you're on Pam's shit list.
Yeah. You fucking mom over here. Don't do it, Kev. You're talking about wiping schmegma off the fucking lip. My mom's having a heart attack. Elizabeth, I'm coming, Elizabeth. This is a big one. I told you we shouldn't have brought him on, Deez. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, because it was my idea, right?
No, I appreciate it. Honestly, the first time I heard you guys' show and I was sitting in that bar and I was like, what the fuck is this? We're sitting in here, sitting around a speaker, listening to a show. But I was like, damn, I understand it now once I heard it. That was the first time I'd ever listened to your guys' show. And I was like, okay, this is fucking funny. Like, I get this. Like, it was unique, unlike anything I'd ever heard before. So you guys, I mean, I might be helping out with the production, but your content is one of a kind. So.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate
and
that.
Like I said, the Chrissy Mara interview, if you guys haven't seen it yet, go on to YouTube or go to Cities 92.9 and get the podcast. Preferably go to YouTube. It's unedited. It's uncut. It's like I like to say, I've made up this term, full frontal rigidity. Okay, go get it on YouTube and check it out. And Kevin Ferris was the guy that was actually running that whole show for us.
Yep, running all the cameras and
running the microphones, everything, making sure everything was good to go. So give him a lot of credit for that. So yeah, it was a good interview. And like I said, Kevin, you saved the day. There's no way without you we could have fucking pulled that off. So very much appreciate it, bro.
Especially considering that El Donzo's dumbass didn't know to differentiate between Eastern time and Central time.
Yeah, hey, fuck you. Neither did you two sons of bitches. No, nobody else.
I wasn't in charge of booking the interview. You can't put any of that on me.
You told me 11 o'clock.
Stop. Nobody came up and was like, El Donzo, this is she is in New York. Deez, stop. You knew she was in New York.
I had never heard of this chick. I had never heard of this chick before you bring her up. So
I wasn't in on the goddamn email thread. So sorry, Pam. I wasn't in on the email thread. So you just texted me and said 11 o'clock. So me thinking that I had a partner that was, I don't know, somewhat intelligent would have worked that out with the guest.
Just stop. You know, El Donzo is a master problem solver. Okay, I'm going to solve this problem right now. Kev, I'm not blaming you, bro. Deez, I'm not blaming you. But Kat was on that fucking email. I blame Kat Peterson.
Because she's not here to defend herself.
She's the head honcho at Cities. She should have put that together. It's all Kat's fault.
She's not here to
defend that. That's past the buck for you.
I will give credit where it's due to you, sir. You walked in there right at 10 o'clock and we're getting ready to start planning. And we just happened to glance down and oh shit, she's on. Yeah. And that's when the light bulb went off in my head. Like
she's in New York. At each other and we all three knew what
I'm pretty sure I said to Kat, I was like, you're fucking lying. Like you're funny. Like
because Kat did that. Kat just so to preface this for people just tuning in, we had Chrissy Mayer on the show. We were supposed to go on at 11. That was the agreed upon time she was coming in. And nobody thought about it. So I get in there right at 10. I'm like, I'm going to get there early so we can go over show notes.
Fetterman over there.
Yeah, El Fetterman over there. So we can go. Nice, Mackenzie, nice. So we can go over show notes and get everything done. And Kat's in there. And fuck, she walks by. She's like, well, she's in early and just walks out the door. We're like, who, what? And we look down and there's Chrissy Mayer's beautiful face, already logged in, and we're like, we all looked at each other like, fuck. We knew exactly what was going on. She's like, well, can you guys not do it? Do we need it? Nope. I'm like, fuck it, we're going. I can't fire it up. Deez, sit down, we're going for it. We're not rescheduling this shit. So,
no, we went and did it.
Go on.
Yeah,
and it was a good interview.
Great.
No,
yeah,
I told her that. Well, because that's the thing with interviews with people like that. Because I've done interviews with some bigger name people at Turning Point. I had Dave Landau on one time. I had a state when actually during the midterm elections when Arizona was going through all of its shit. Right. I had a recently elected in 2022 state rep from Arizona call in, and I dropped in everything for when you have guests like that, because it's just you want you want to bring that content to your listeners so bad that it's I would literally there was I got up at 4 a.m. after the Queen died because I was in touch with a Catholic British journalist to just talk with him about how and I did a Zoom call with him real quick this was before I was on YouTube and stuff, but I was just hey, so what's the energy over in Britain? How do people feel? Because usually I don't really give a shit what goes on in Britain. We beat them in 1776 for a reason, usually.
No, absolutely.
But the Queen dying was a really big deal. So I was like, damn, I got to find. So I texted everybody I knew. I was like, who do you know in the UK? and it was a Catholic British journalist. And I did a pretty good interview with him. But it was, like I said, I dropped everything. It was 4 a.m. I got up super early to do an interview with him. So
well, you got to. So it's like I did an interview, and we're talking. We need to bring this up on the Donzo and Deez page. I was doing the Horse's Mouth with Donzo a couple years back, which was interviews. I did one with Bobby Liebling from the band Pentagram Heavy Metal. We were talking about that earlier, and then I did another interview with Roger Ward, and Roger Ward is a national treasure in Australia. He's an Australian actor and author. He's been in a lot of big movies. And also, are you familiar with Mad Max, Kev?
Like Fury Road and like the ones before, like
we're talking about the original one,
like the very first.
Yeah. What is that? Like late 70s, early 80s time?
It was 1978 or 79, somewhere.
I got you. Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen those ones, but I've heard of it.
He played a major role in that. Chief of the Bronze, Fifi McAfee, one of my favorite actors. And I texted him on Facebook one night. I'm like, hey, do you want to come on and do an interview? He's like, yeah. And he's like he's like 83 or 84 at the time. He's like, yeah, right, Al, we'll do it. And he gave me some sound bites and shit on here. Deez, I played the sound bite for you, right? About
the modern heroes. We're like what do you say? A modern day.
That's on our page on Cities 92.9. Yeah. We are a intellectual go ahead.
Yeah, intellectual. Is it Lou Abbott or Bud Abbott?
And Bud Costello, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what
the quote that's on our cities page.
I was texting with him last night, and you sent him a couple of the show. He loves the show. He listens to it. He says it's 100 miles an hour, and he just absolutely loves it. So that's a big thing for me. But when he agreed to come on the show, I did so much preparation that no matter what was going on in the world, I was going to interview this guy. This guy's, and you know how this goes too, Kev. When somebody takes time out of their schedule, just like Chrissy Mara did, to come on the show, Nugent's going to do that. We got Ted Nugent lined up for July. Hopefully that still follows through. When somebody like that, of that kind of notoriety, is going to come on your show and agrees to do it, they're not getting paid to do it. Make it good. Give them the best you can absolutely give them. Give them as much, put them out there as much as you can. Get the most bang for their buck. Because they're coming on and they're really doing you a favor. You're not doing them a favor. They're doing you a favor. So I agree with you 100%. You want to make sure you say you're going to do something, you do it. You want to follow through and you want those people to come back. So absolutely.
Well, and like you never know who they know too. I mean, so like they could, we've talked privately that we could try to get some other people because of Ted Nugent, because of Chrissy but you're not going to get that referral. Like if you do a shit job, then they're going to be like, oh, well, don't do that. Don't do that. They're going to reach out, but don't do that. Like they'll talk behind closed doors and talk shit. So you want to make sure that it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to put your best foot forward. Okay. That's what you want to do them a favor. They're doing you a favor.
I wonder if Ted's still on good terms with Tommy Shaw. I'd like to have him on sometime.
What's that?
As a Steeler fan. Ted if he's still on good terms with Tommy Shaw.
Oh, from Styx?
Yeah.
I'm
a big fan of the song Renegade because of my Steelers shit.
Okay, really fun fact. When I was like 14, maybe it was 13. It was like 13 or 14. I was in my early teens. My sister went to Western Illinois University, and for their family weekend, they brought Dennis DeYoung to perform.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I got to see Dennis DeYoung in Macomb, Illinois, of all fucking places. And it was amazing. It was like, and I love Styx. I love Come Sail Away, Renegade. Like I loved, and at the time he's been in legal battles with Mr. Roboto. He played, but he's been in legal battles with the rest of the band about as to which songs he owns and which songs they own, and so like he can only play certain things at the concerts.
He actually, believe it or not, I'm actually a top fan on his Facebook page.
Really? Of Dennis?
Yeah, he comes across, and I've seen a lot of posts. He's actually seems to be pretty conservative.
Oh, really? Yeah. I'd have to go back, but I have videos from like my iPhone 4 that I had then that are of him on stage. And then the year before that at Western Illinois, like, why can't ISU get people like this? Western Illinois, before Dennis DeYoung, had Rick Springfield. And that was a phenomenal concert too. And they're like fucking parking lot concerts too. It's not like they're in an auditorium or anything like that. You're in a parking lot and like I'm 13, 14 and somebody's offering me a beer bong because it's at a college.
And you did it, right?
Well, my dad stepped in real quick and he did it. So
Oh, he
when
fucking ruined it for you. is what you're saying.
he did. But like, and I'm getting to see these amazing, and like, I guarantee there's all these old fucks there that are just like, oh man, you don't get it. Like, you like, don't talk to strangers. You don't know that song. You might have heard Jesse's Girl one time. And I'm like, no, I actually know who Rick Springfield is. I love him. I love Dennis DeYoung. I want to go see at the Peoria. I think it's Peoria Civic Center in August. Frankie Valli is performing. I'd love to see Frankie Valli. Like,
He's still alive?
that's what I said. That's what I said.
Dude, one of my favorite songs is by the Four Seasons. What's the name of it?
I could go down the list. What is it about?
December back in 60.
Yeah. Oh, what a night. December
Oh, What a Night,
1960.
We're getting-
Yeah, December
We're getting
1963.
some choppy audio here now, boys.
Yeah, December 63, Oh, What a Night. That's a good song, man. I always like that song, dude.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the old. Have you ever heard of trying to think of this? They're right over there. Uriah Heep.
I don't think so. I
You
don't
got to
think so.
check out Uriah Heep.
Okay.
Awesome fucking band from the early 70s.
Yeah.
Saw them over at Tremont. One of my favorite bands, and it wasn't coming to mind. It's like one of those things where like you're on the air and you can't think of it.
Mhm.
And I was sitting in the bar one night, the Danvers Y. You've been there when you came
Yep.
and listened to the show.
Yep.
Years ago. We're talking 15, 16 years ago. And this older fella comes in that I know, and he goes, "Did you know that Uriah Heep's going to be in Tremont next month?" And I'm like, "Fucking Uriah Heep, they're a British heart." I didn't even know they were still.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
Uriah Heep. I got their vine. I'm like, Uriah Heep. You sure? He goes, yeah. I get online and sure as shit, Uriah Heep's going to be at KT's in Tremont. Dude, I was from here to that Bush sign from the front
Yeah.
stage. I was like, this is fucking amazing, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, but Frankie Valli. So I've been a huge Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons fan since I was like a little kid because Jersey Boys came out and like won all of its Tonys and everything when I was like 5.
Right.
And so it was big in the culture at the time. And so I've been following like Frankie Valli, Nick Massey, who is like the baritone of the group, probably the lesser known one of the Four Seasons. He actually died on my exact birthday.
Oh, wow. Really?
He did. December 24th, 2000. But I still think, I don't know why I think Frankie Valli still performs. So the whole story as it goes is so Tommy DeVito, who's he was the one that knew Joe Pesci, and Joe Pesci's the one that helped get him set up in with Bob Gaudio, who's their main songwriter.
Little known fact, Joe Pesci was quite the singer himself.
I've heard things. I've heard rumors,
he-
but I've never actually heard him sing though. I've never seen like a video of it or anything.
No, he's actually really good. Look up Joe Pesci singing. He's actually pretty damn good.
I'll have to check that one out. But yeah, and so, but no, I still think that Frankie Valli performs though because he took on Tommy DeVito's debt. Tommy DeVito had a crap ton of debt that he owed a loan shark, and they went and met with like a mobster, and Frankie said he would take on all of the debt if he just if the loan shark would just give him time to pay it off. And so he did like residencies, I think in Vegas and like all over. He just keeps touring and touring because he had to pay back like $500,000, which at the time was a lot more than $500,000 is today. And so that's what, that's why Frankie Valli had been touring and just like slaving away because he was paying back Tommy's debt for so long.
Okay, that's interesting. I love talking music. I love the song you shared, Kev, that you allowed us to play. But I got to ask you something. Deez and I both shared embarrassing stories.
Okay. Did yours have anything to do with getting fingered by Moana? I see that in the comment section.
If you want to continue to fucking hang, you need to give up some goods here, dude.
Okay, an embarrassing story.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Come on, this is stand-up comedy at this point. Yeah, Mackenzie's over there. Mackenzie's in the corner with his pecker in his hand, laughing. He's not on here. Mackenzie, get on. Come on, we'll send you a link. Hop on here, Mackenzie. You got your phone. You can do it. Now he's crickets. Now he ain't saying shit.
I'm trying to think of an embarrassing story because, like,
no. Let me no.
You're only 22, so you should still have a pretty good memory of him.
Yeah. Don't. If our old asses can come up with embarrassing stories from when we were 16, you got this shit, Kev. You got this. Don't fucking lie to anybody. Come up with something. Don't even bullshit us. You can't bullshit bullshitters, dude. Come on.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I have so many embarrassing stories about getting rejected from women.
Do it. Say it. Come on.
So when I was like in like 7th or 8th grade, And there was this girl that I was I was looking for chicks at 7th or 8th grade. I was
Yeah, he wasn't.
I was
Yeah, go ahead.
putting my hand at thing, and so it was like a track meet right after school.
What'd you say?
And
Meat? You were going after meat?
You know, it was a track meet after school, like running. You know what you don't do, Aldonzo?
Wait, fuck you. Amanda just got on. What the fuck did I just hear about someone's ass getting fingered off by more? Amanda, pull your ears, honey. I know we haven't met.
That was that guy right over there.
Don't point your finger at shit.
That guy.
Way. That
other way, Donzo. It's up
there.
there.
It's
up there. Now,
go ahead, Gav. Let's hear it.
Okay, so there was
you got rejected.
There was a track. Well, I was in like 7th or 8th, but it was a track meet after school. So people were out there, I mean, getting ready to run and everything. And I was also on the track team, believe it or not. I did shot put because I did not like to run. But during like warm-ups and stuff, I told a few of my friends that I was going to go and like try to ask this girl out. Right. And so I had picked flowers from outside of our school, and I was going to go and like try to give them to her, be a sweet gentleman and everything. And so I walk up to her, Alyssa was her name. And I walk up to Alyssa, and I didn't even get a word out of my mouth. And she goes, "Fuck no." and I'm just like, but like, you didn't even, she goes, "You were going to ask me out. Your friend told me. No, just get away from me." And I'm like, okay, geez. It was like, that's probably the worst rejection I've ever gotten.
Well, that cut was deep.
It was. And I've had girls that wouldn't even accept a drink from me at the bar. And those weren't, but that one was bad. That one was so bad. It stuck with me. I was like, geez, like, and the biggest thing too, is she wasn't that hot. Like, she didn't have the authority to say no like that. Like, she could have at least heard me out first, you know?
Kev, I love you like a fat kid loves cake, buddy. I do. But I'm going to tell you something. Deez, you tell me, you stop me if I'm wrong here. That just wasn't embarrassing enough. That's nowhere near the scale of what we just, Kev, got to do better than that, man.
I don't know what else.
I talked about getting a prostate exam. Dude, you're leaving me hanging here, man.
I'm not getting any of those yet, bud. My asshole's just fine at 22.
Dude, come on over to the Skyhammer Studios. We'll give you one for a 6-beer copay. Don't worry about it. Wang ain't into that shit either. Did you ever hear that joke about Wang?
But only if you're playing the guitar while he does it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Did you ever hear that joke about Wang? I don't think a lot of people heard this story about Wang, the Chinese cook.
Tell me all about Wang.
Okay. Deez is over there saying, Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know. Should I do it, Deez?
Of course.
This is an old joke. My dad told me this joke. This has gone on for a long time. So this guy joins a cattle driving crew back in the day. And, they go out in these covered wagons and they drive these cattle through Montana and down through Texas. You know, kind of shit you see in Yellowstone, right? And they're on the cattle drive for weeks. And this guy goes up to the boss of the cattle drive. He goes, I'm kind of getting a little, I'm getting a little horny. I haven't, I need to do something here. And the fucking boss goes, well, you can always go up to Wang, the Chinese cook. And he's like, what do you mean, Wang? You mean the guy that makes the food? And he goes, yeah, just go up and you can go have sex with him. And the guy's like, man, I ain't into that shit, dude. I ain't into that shit. And he's like, all right, have it your way. A couple more weeks go by and this guy's itching, dude. He's been, doing the 5-knuckle shuffle for like weeks now. He's just pent up. He's 20-some years old. This guy's had enough. And he goes up to the boss and he goes, hey, look, boss. He says, what's this deal with Wang? He goes, oh, so you finally fold? He says, yeah, I'm folding, dude. I got to do something. He's like, okay. He says, it'll be $100. And he goes, a fucking $100? What do you mean it's going to be $100? What, to do old Wang up there in the chuck wagon? He goes, yeah, it's going to be $100. He goes, it's going to be 50 for Wang, 25 for Jim Bob, and 25 for Billy Joe. He goes, man, why does Jim Bob and Billy Joe each get $25? And the boss goes, because they got to hold Wang down because Wang ain't into that shit either. So if you ever hear me say Wang ain't into that shit either, there's a reason for that.
And now I know what it is.
Yeah, well, let's thank
Oh
my
my
dad
God.
for that one. Mom's already off here. She didn't probably want to hear that, but that's okay. She heard it anyway.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think, man. I think a lot of my embarrassing memories were so traumatic that I like shoved them into a part of my brain that it's going to take a lot for me to unlock. So
Unlock it. Unlock it. We got all the time in the world, right, dude?
well, I
Right,
know
so-
I know at some point here soon I'm going drinking with some friends. So
You can talk to old Dr. Donzo and Deez here.
That's right. Young man, tell us about all your fooly monkey shines. We're here to listen.
I like really don't know. I don't often think about the things that embarrass. That's why like I'm so shameless on my show and everything is because like I don't like, and I'll say whatever I want to because I just don't not. It's actually kind of hard to embarrass me, you know. It's not to. It's kind of hard to make me feel genuinely embarrassed. I'm looking. What is this saying over here? I have never heard your dad tell a dirty joke.
Oh, Mom, you lie like a cheap rug. She's full of shit. Sheets didn't mean that. I've never heard your dad tell a dirt. She's gonna get struck by lightning if she keeps lying like that. That every time my dad opens his mouth, he tells a dirty joke. And what does Amanda McKenzie say? You realize she's friends with a challenged chicken and a dog pig? The chance for acquiring crabs from her is substantially greater. What's with the hell?
She's speaking in some FBI tongues right there.
Yeah, I know, dude. I don't know. Ryan, what's she talking about, bro? Is she talking about you or you or dog pig?
Is she talking about Moana? Because I've never seen that.
I have no idea. And so honestly, the way I see it is, it seems like some communist code. It's about Moana. It's Moana.
I don't know.
It felt like the communists were trying to like send some, like back in the 80s, trying to send some code to their Russian friends on the mainland. Like,
I gotta say, all right, I gotta go out on a limb here.
Hail Santa, Ryan. Hail Santa. Oh shit! I'm dyslexic. Everybody, I'm sorry.
What's that? Your Dick's Essex.
Yeah, that's what they call them in Britain.
Yeah, Dick's. I gotta say this right now. I mean, I have a lot of fun on the old Donzo and Deez show. We both do. We have a great time. This has been. I haven't had this much fun in a long time.
Yeah, this is a blast. We definitely got to do this more often.
You must have such a depressing life, Donzo.
He does. He just, you know what? Old Donzo just wants to wash his mouth out with a fucking revolver every night. That's how exciting. Life.
In video games or something. So
I know. I didn't mean to make a suicide joke. I'm just saying that's a term we use. That's how we go.
You got to remember, we live in a town of like 1,100 fucking people.
My mom.
We don't have a whole lot of
my graduating class was almost the size of your town.
Dude, my graduating class was like 150.
Yeah, mine was like 850.
Yeah, I think ours was like 360 at Bloomington.
Yeah, I can't remember what I've drank a lot of beer since then. It doesn't matter. My mom's asking me, Mom, are you telling me not to cry? I'm waiting for her to pipe up here.
It takes a second.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that she's not talking to me or Kev.
No,
probably.
Fucking, I can't wait to see Kev at Christmas dinner. She loves Kev. Yeah, she's fucking, yes. Why?
That's sweet.
What? Shut up, Kev. Why are you telling me not to cry?
Because she cares about you, Donzo.
Oh, don't pull at old Donzo's heartstrings. That ain't. Oh, I sounded so.
You sound so.
I
was.
What heartstrings?
Kev.
Gotta have a heart for it to have strings.
Fuck! I can't shake this cough.
Mom, you're embarrassing me. No, she's not. She can't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the story? Oh no! Did I ever tell you guys a story about the time she beat me with the vacuum cleaner?
No.
Oh yeah,
with a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, she took the metal wand of a fucking Oric vacuum cleaner and beat me fucking senseless with it. I'm just waiting to see what she says.
I'm a firm believer that if your mom didn't beat you with something growing up, then she doesn't actually love you. So
she says lies. Right. She says her lies or not. We have gone round and round about this since I was a kid. Ryan McKenzie probably deserved it. Ryan, you're right. I did deserve it. I did 100% deserve it. She did it, and she pleads the fifth. She like does not recall.
This explains a lot.
She
that's
did
that's why you seek validation from everybody else all the time, Don. So that's why you have
right.
a radio shows, because you just feel like your mom never gave it to you.
She I can't remember what she did, but I don't know, something like trivial. I was like 12 years old, and I was walking away from her. She was vacuuming, and I said under my breath, I went, "Fucking bitch!" And she turns around with
plastic.
The metal. She says it was a plastic wand. It was a metal wand. My fucking head remembers it. And she started beating the ever-loving snot out of me. And I'm like, "Oh, no, she ain't coming in again. I'll fucking kill you."
Donzo, if your head remembers it, it probably was plastic. Because a metal one, you wouldn't remember that shit.
It was plastic. It was fucking metal. I'm telling you right now. It was more metal than Judas Rockin' Priest, okay? That's how metal this was.
Yeah, it sounds like my mom, like growing up, I would have much rather gotten a beating from the old man than my mom, because the old man knew when to quit, because we would piss my mother off to the point where you had to stop her. And my best story of that is we were down in the basement. We lived on Madison Street in Bloomington. I can take you to the house right now. We were down in the basement, and my brother, who's 6 years older than me, was fucking with me, picking on me like he always did. And I'm, I think I was 5 or 6. So of course I was a whiny little bitch. And we're going at it. And all of a sudden we just, enough. And here she comes down the stairs holding a fucking wiffle ball bat. And I don't mean those fat ass red ones that you swing real slow.
The yellow ones.
I'm talking the old school skinny yellow ones.
Oh,
yeah.
No. That hurts.
She comes downstairs holding it like a fucking samurai warrior and just starts swinging. And I mean, I'll tell you what, the only reason that we're alive to this day is that her friend happened to be over and she heard the blood curdling screams coming out of the basement. She came down there and had to tackle my mom. And if she wouldn't have been there, I would probably still be in that basement getting my ass beat with that wiffle ball bat.
Now, there's a story I want to tell you guys. First of all, I want to say right now, Amanda got on here. Kudos to your mom. Totally something I do. And yes, I deserved it. Now, we argue about whether that fucking wand on the Oric vacuum cleaner was metal or plastic. I deserved it. Okay. It doesn't matter if she was holding a sledgehammer. I shouldn't say that about my mom. But my Uncle Dale.
Amen, Jake. A fucking man.
What's that?
He said we need more of that today. In other words, kids, like.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, Jacob, absolutely. We need
a little bit of
maybe not necessarily, wiffle ball bat slaughter beatings, but they definitely need.
I just heard back from Kat. She goes, "Can't join the show. I'm sorry." No, you're not sorry. You want to be seen with us.
She probably tuned in and was like, "Nope, I'm out."
Yeah, she said, "Nope, not today, Satans." So a funny story. My mom's watching this right now, and she can corroborate this. And Mom, correct me if I get anything wrong, but Uncle Dale told this best. Dale is my mom's brother. My grandma used to beat my mother and my uncle with those plastic wiffle ball bats. Anytime they get out of line, she had a fucking closet full of them, and she'd just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, them some bitches hurt.
And one day, my Uncle Dale got in that closet and took every one of them wiffle ball bats and bent it over his knee and bent it in half. And he was telling me the story about the time he pissed Grandma off. And she came and she went to the closet, grabbed a bent wiffle ball bat and was trying to swing it and couldn't hit the broadside of a fucking barn with it. And he started laughing, and she got even more pissed off and grabbed another one, and it was bent too. She had like 5 of them in there. And he was laughing so hard, and he was beating him. She was beating him so fucking hard with these wiffle ball bats, and it wasn't doing shit because they were bent. So, Mom, get on there, corroborate this story for me. But the way he tells it is funnier than hell.
Man, I'm going to have fun cutting this up for content.
Hey, this is good stuff.
Deez headline right there. Deez gets beat with baseball bat or with vacuum cleaner. Cleaner.
Yeah, my mom whatever.
Hey, look down there, Pamela. My mom just got on. Says it's true.
Yeah, my mom would beat our ass with whatever wasn't nailed down between where she was at and where we was fucking up.
My,
So
my
wooden spoons, coat hangers, cowboy boot. I watched my brother get his ass beat with a fucking cowboy boot. That was
Man.
brutal.
See, I was
The-
part of the generation where like, so I still got some good whoopings, but like when I was really young, I remember I had soap in my mouth a lot. I was always had soap in my mouth. And then if my dad could fly off the handle kind of easily.
You
When
should
it
have
comes to
met my
getting a
dad.
whooping, but my mom though, you knew that you really screwed up if my mom started going on
Yeah.
you. Because it was only a few times, and I can probably count it on one hand. But when she started wailing on me, I 100% deserved it, and I had done something really bad. So
Yeah, I mean, you're actually in the generation that was pretty much fucking coddled. And
yeah, but my parents.
fact
But
that
the
you
thing
turned out the way you
is
did
that,
is
like,
great.
my parents compared to a lot of people in my generation right now, their parents are like entering their 50s. Both my
Yeah.
parents are into their 60s. And so
Okay,
like I
gotcha.
had older parents that had more
Yeah.
traditional
And that's
ideas.
the difference, man.
I know
Like,
how you feel. My mom just turned 50. So she's going to be going there, into her 60s in about 10
Mhm.
years. I hope that saved my ass. I really do. I hope that.
I would look. I wasn't gonna say anything. But
Yeah, I know. But,
I believed you. I believed you because I had no reason not to believe you. And so,
you
as
should
far as
see-
I'm concerned,
you've met my mom. You met my mom at the Y.
and I would have believed that if you said 50, I
She's
would
a
have believed
good-looking
it.
chick for. I'm not going to say her age, but you wouldn't have guessed it.
For
That's
50,
where all-
she's
that's
very
where all
she's
Donzo
good
yeah.
looking for
from his
50.
mama.
Yep, she wears it well.
Mhm.
She does. But one more story about my uncle, and this made me laugh my fucking ass off. My Uncle Dale was living with his folks, and Mom, you can corroborate this on the comment section too. He said that he tells his story about he was out playing tennis one day, and he came back and he got into the house and he took one of the coat hangers and he was smoking pot. This is back in the 70s, all right? And he put the coat hanger to clean out his hitter rod and threw it in the trash can. And he left and came back the next day, and Grandma was standing in the doorway holding this fucking coat hanger with all this pot resin all over it. And she goes, "What the fuck is this?" And Dale's like, and she goes, "If I ever catch you bending another one of my fucking coat hangers, I'm going to beat you fucking senseless." Like, she was oblivious to the fact he was cleaning out a fucking hitter rod with it. It was just a bent coat hanger
hilarious.
to her. Yeah, that was.
You know what's kind of crazy to me? We're talking about all this stuff about like getting whooped, whatever, and the liberals nowadays would cry and be like, "You can't do that to your kid. You can't do that to your kid." While at the same time, they're going to tell us that we can't do that to our kid while they're taking their kid to have their genitals chopped off and leave an axe wound between their legs.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
Yep.
so, but me getting hit a few times is so bad and needs to be like reported to CPS and everything. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You look.
Yep. No,
You-
it's like Amanda said, man. If some of these kids would get some of these beatings, they wouldn't turn out to be the little dickwads that they are.
Yeah, absolutely. They need, kids need to have their asses beat every now and again. I mean, I'm not talking. I'm not advocating
Not
for
abuse.
abusing
Not
children,
abuse.
but
Yeah.
they need their asses smacked every now and again. You need to fucking straighten them up. My parents straightened me up. Mom, you type in there if I'm wrong, let me know. But I got
She
my
said
ass
good
handed to me
times.
Kept
Good
me straightened
times.
up. I handed my kid. I remember he was 16. He was probably 15 or 16, and he got shitty. He'd been drinking or something. And I said, "Hey, yeah, come down and do the dishes." And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Motherfucker, get down here and do the dishes." And he walks down the stairs. He goes, "I'm not doing them." I said, "Fucking ass down here and do the dishes." And the little son of a bitch came down. And he swung at me, and I tackled him and took him down. I got a black eye out of it. But he learned his lesson. I mean, I didn't hit him or anything, but it's like, boy, you won't fucking go around with the champ. Let's do it.
Now you gotta you gotta catch the squealing hog, put him to the ground,
That's
and
right,
say
that's
you don't
right.
do that shit.
You got to show him who the man is.
So I do
Because-
that with like whenever I've been around dogs or something like that. If it's like a family member's dog or something, like I wouldn't do it to like a stranger's dog or anything. But like if a family member's dog is like jumping up on me or something, and like I know the dog, I know the family member, I'll like grab it, put it to the ground. You hold it to the ground for a second and be like, nope, like calm down. That's and not comparing kids to dogs, but to an extent but they kind of are.
Headline.
Kind of are, yeah.
Headline.
I was gonna say,
Kevin Ferris
you-
wants to take
no,
your kid to the ground.
Kev, you're right. You got to show him who Alpha Dog is, bro.
Exactly.
You know what? And that's how kids got to learn, because kids are going to be in the same spot that we were in.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, dealing with them, they're going to be dealing with your grandchildren at some point.
Yeah.
They got to know how this goes.
Absolutely. And so like, yeah, so like not necessarily beating the kid's ass just for the hell of it.
No, you
but
can't do that. Anybody
I mean,
that,
like, I mean,
No,
within
the lying,
reason,
the
like,
cheating, stealing, things, those are necessary ass whoopings.
mm-hmm.
yeah,
And so,
you know what?
and so if your kid especially is like coming at you or something, then yeah, put him to the ground, be like,
I agree.
The count to 10 thing, be like, okay, like realize how stupid you look right now and how stupid you are to even try to come at me. And then let's talk about this. Like, come on.
Look, if anybody comes home from work, has had a bad day, guy, and then beats the shit out of his old lady or his kids to take his aggressions out, he needs to be taken out back and have one popped in his head. All right? That's just how that is.
Take him out the pasture.
This is, if you want to act like a man, you're going to get treated like one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right? If you want to go after a man and challenge him in his castle, yeah, maybe you need your ass roughed up a little bit. Just saying.
Absolutely.
But that's the learning curve of being an adult. That's growing up, as you learn respect through that. That's how you learn that, okay, even though I am loved, even though I'm a child, I still can't step on this guy's toes. He's my father. He ain't my best friend, but he's still my fucking father.
Mm-hmm.
Kids need to learn that. That's my only thing.
Honor your father and mother, man. Like even if you think they're the worst in the world, like trust me, likely they could be 10 times worth. At least they're there. Like, you know?
Right.
100%.
So, and anyways, guys, I'm going out drinking.
All right.
And so
appreciate you coming on, man.
Yep,
I think we're gonna wrap this up here anyway. And
absolutely. If anybody wants, I'll be doing karaoke tonight actually at Cadillac Jackson, Bloomington. So
yeah, well, that's where I got my DUI, so you're not gonna see me there.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. It's great being on. Bye-bye.
Kev,
thanks, Kev. We'll see you, bro.
Man. That was nice getting Kev on here. That was nice.
Yeah,
I like
that was a good time.
Yeah, absolutely was. So what are we've been on right now for almost 2 hours.
2 hours, almost 2 hours.
And it's felt like 5 minutes. I've had the time of my life. We need to do this at least a couple times a week.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I'm down. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, I still got more strip club stories. I'm saving them, and more Jack stories. And
yeah, I got JD stories. I mean, well, JD and JD. We could do a JD and JD hour is what we could do.
There you go. Just creating dumb dad stories.
Don't tell them that. Be like the greatest dad in the world stories.
Yeah.
They're still
all right. Well, go ahead.
No. Wrap it up. Fuck it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for those of you that have stuck around with us, hung out, talked to us. We're definitely going to do this more often. I'm going to cut this up and put some snippets on YouTube. So if you missed something from earlier, like him getting fingered in his ass, or
it was a prostate exam,
or some more strip club stories. So with that being said, I'm
El Donzo.
And I'm Deez, and we'll catch you next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.
Catch you on the flips.